It's my pleasure as Education Officer of County Cork VEC to introduce this DVD and the accompanying booklet, which offers support and guidance to school management and to teachers in the implementation and promotion of team teaching as a methodology in the classroom. It promotes team teaching through the eyes of the practitioners, which are the teachers, the recipients, being the students, the parents, school management and other interested stakeholders such as the Inspectorate and, in our case, indeed, County Cork VEC as a committee. In the academic year 2007-2008, County Cork VEC initiated a pilot project to introduce team teaching in its schools and colleges. While 11 schools and colleges are now involved, the project commenced with 7. Schools and colleges vary in size from 250 pupils to 700 pupils. The project was supported through cluster meetings over the school year, which provided teachers with an opportunity to work in teams, to plan schemes and lessons, modes of assessment, teaching strategies, access professional development and share experience. The project was formally evaluated over a 2-year period. This evaluation engaged management, team teachers, students and parents and guardians through the use of questionnaires and interviews, as well as reviewing data on student progress, behaviour, attendance and engagement, and teacher professional development. It is important to note that the guidelines are born out of practice and experience in a variety of settings, a variety of classrooms, across a range of subjects, and with a broad range of students with varying educational needs, special or otherwise. It is also important to note that the production team was warmly welcomed into classrooms in which normal school business was being conducted. While hours of filming took place, editing was used to extract a variety of team teaching models, teaching methodologies, subjects and student profile, and to highlight and illustrate the versatility of team teaching as a process which can facilitate a range of teaching strategies, interventions and learning opportunities for students, which simultaneously promotes professional engagement.
Team teaching is any setup whereby you have 2 or more teachers working with one group of students. Now, there are 5 basic models. The most commonly used one is called lead and support, where you have one teacher, if you like, taking the lead inside in class, and the second teacher monitoring and keeping students on task and providing a supportive role.
B. Anava, Conmario Lortzavora, Amal Access Sport.
The second model is called parallel teaching. That's where you'd have a class group split into 2 with 2 teachers working with each individual group.
So you stand this way, all right, hold the file again close in like that so you get more control of it, because if you're out here, you're wobbling back and forth, okay, so you have more control of it here.
There's a slight bar at either side, so all we have to do is remove that. The easiest way is just go like, put the file like so. That's only for that edge. We then would have to turn it around, go on. And you can see the difference now between here where we haven't done and just here where we have.
Another model is alternative teaching, where you split a class into 2 groups, one group which are quite large, the other group which are quite small, and normally the smaller group is working on a more specialised task or a specific set of skills. Now, while the rest of you are enjoying your library class, I need to take a few people to work on the computers. Another model is called station support teaching. That's where the content is divided into separate parts and each individual part of the work is taught by separate teachers.
So the volume of the water is in the shape of a cylinder. It said it's half full, so what's the height of the water so? 6 centimetres. And what formula would you use for it? When you throw the golf ball in, what happens to the level of water? Okay, so therefore the volume of the sphere should be equal to the volume of that shape. You okay, Claire? Have you got it? Leave the first bit done, that's fine. Right.
And then the last model, it's referred to as classic team teaching, where you have 2 teachers sharing the lead role inside with one class group.
Somebody mentioned the trade routes a while ago. Okay, I think it was Megan mentioned trade routes. What city was on the kind of trade route with Italy, which allowed them to bring the manuscripts back? Darren? Not Venice. Anyone guess what it is, guys? It was the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire before. Megan? Well done. Constantinople. Well done.
Correct. Well, Constantinople, the city-states, the quiche, the printing press, the shipping routes, ancient Greece and Rome, and act in architecture. And you have the lot then, you have all those points.
We took a very strategic approach to this project. We invited school principals, homeschool liaison officers and special education needs coordinators of each of our schools to a meeting and outlined what we planned for the coming years in relation to the promotion of team teaching and the support that will be available to teachers. From that, we had 7 of our schools interested in coming on board. At the initial cluster meeting, we gave the teachers the opportunity to discuss their hopes and fears for the project. The hopes included to help both the more able and the special education needs student, to provide for innovation in the use of methodologies which can be transferred to other classes, to increase the desire among others to team teach, to remain flexible, to make a real impact on students, to develop confidence in the student ability, and to improve classroom atmosphere. The fears included: will parents accept the system of resource allocation? Finding the right combination of teachers that work well together. Teaching with another peer present. Sharing control and responsibility. How does one do that? How does one define evaluation? How does one monitor the progress of students within a team teaching class? The time that it would take for planning and assessment of the students. Will specific students still need one-to-one? Will it be provided? And a very interesting one, will there be a stigma attached to the team teaching classes?
Well, we introduced team teaching into St Aidan's about 3 years ago. It came about quite initially by accident, and subsequent to that we've introduced it on a full-time basis into the school. We would see it as having huge benefits for both the children and the students involved. We would also see it as having huge benefits for the management structure and in terms of continuous professional development of the teachers.
As the CEO has indicated, this is high on the agenda this morning. We want to have an open and frank discussion in relation to team teaching with the interest of moving it forward. We have 11 schools involved. We do want more of our schools involved in the whole area of team teaching. It's based on the guidelines that have been issued by the Department of Education and Science that would suggest that team teaching is an effective way to move forward in supporting our students in classrooms. And also in terms of our own experience at school level over the last 2 or 3 years and the evidence that has been produced by the various schools in terms of its effectiveness. So we want to embed it and move it forward, but equally we want to support the existing schools in the project and those 2 or 3 new schools that have come on board this year with a view to extend it even further this year.
The DES publication, Inclusion of Students with Special Educational Needs, post-primary guidelines make particular reference to team teaching, and they outline the benefits that accrue to students, teachers and the school in general. Those guidelines draw upon previous circulars, for example Circular 2203, which states wherever possible individual needs should be met in the mainstream classroom, and so team teaching fits with that view.